Hello everyone, welcome to my elevated lifestyle. I'm your host, Amy Griffith, and welcome back, or welcome if you are a new listener here. I'm excited for today's episode. We're gonna dive right into things because we are in the middle of a mini series. So this is the third episode of this mini series, Selling on Socials. Is that what it's called? Sell on Socials, same. And then next week will be our last episode of this. So if you guys haven't listened to the last 2 weeks, I would recommend starting there because they are kind of building on top of each other so that you guys really get a good full understanding of building a business on social media, how to grow your social media, your content strategy in a way that's actually going to create some conversion. It's going to create results for you. It's going to turn into sales, and it's going to turn into the right people finding your page and then going through the next step with you. So today's topic is content ecosystem for success. And I love this. I love this kind of stuff. And like I was kind of saying in the first episode of this series, these are things that I've been doing for a really, really long time. I just didn't really know how to put it into words properly all of the time. But this is a structure. This is a system. This is an actual tangible thing. You can take notes on this. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points of types of content. And this is what you should be posting and thinking about because they all work together simultaneously. So I'm going to give that to you guys and some mindset stuff around it too. But this is really, really about the tangibles. A lot of my episodes, if you guys have been here for a while, you know it's very mindset focused. It's very energy. It's very just the aura, which is also so important. I honestly think it's more important than the skill sets a lot of the time because that's forever. Like that's something that's always going to be with you. It is you. It's engraved in you. But I also acknowledge to build a business, to grow on social media, to build a brand, you need to have a skill set as well. So I'm excited to bring this to you guys and give you that skill set that you're going to be able to implement straight away after this. So, and I say content ecosystem because it's not just one thing. If I say to you, just post this type of content, just follow this trend, just do long form content, or just do short form content, or just post on TikTok multiple times a day, that's not going to do it, right? It might for a short period of time, it might for a season, but it really is an ecosystem. It's little bits and things all working together simultaneously that build your brand, that build trust with your audience. It all really does work together. So I really do want you to think of it as like this ecosystem, these different parts all working in harmony together and all bouncing off of each other for the growth to happen. Okay? So the goal with today's episode that you guys are gonna get out of this and what you're gonna be able to do after this is we're gonna grow our community, or grow your following. I will say I never really focus on following numbers. Like I don't really care what my follower numbers is. I never have. I probably never will care. I want to speak to the right people. But obviously when you're posting consistently on social media and with intention and to your specific ideal consumer, ideal business partner you are trying to attract and then work with or have buy your product or service, you probably will grow. Your following count probably will grow, but I never recommend making that your goal because as soon as your value and your identity is attached to that number, I've seen it happen for people. It goes up and down. Instagram removes bots. Like I've lost so many followers. I've gained followers. My identity is never within that because I know that it actually really has nothing to do with who I am or how my business is doing. Like my followers have gone down when my income has absolutely popped off. Like they don't relate. The thing that's going to make your income pop off is the quality of the content and having however amount of followers there are that are actually your ideal person, who are meant to be there and they're actually connected to you and they actually want to buy what you have. That is what's going to make you money on social media, not your following count. contrary to what people may believe. So you're going to be able to grow your community, gaining the correct leads, and then you're going to learn how to turn them into like your bestie, turn them into your friend, turn them into someone who trusts you, turn them into someone who can relate, who can connect, who vibes with you, and they're real, genuine buyers who benefit from what you have to offer. So not just selling your product to anyone to sell it, or having people enroll because you really want them to, like people who are actually genuinely so excited about what you have to offer and are really truly going to benefit from it. That's really, really important too, right? It's not about manipulation. It's not about convincing anyone. It's not about trying to get everybody you come across to say yes. We don't want that. We really don't want that energy. If you have to convince someone to buy your thing or to start your program, to join your business, you're going to have to keep convincing. You're going to have to keep following up. You're going to be literally trying to drag them. It's going to be exhausting. If you guys know me, you know I have no interest in that. I will never drag. I need independence. I need people who want it. I need people who are going to run at my pace. Like that is where I'm working with people, when there's an equal energy exchange. That's the vibe that you want. That's what you want to attract, okay? So that's really what we're going to focus this on. And to do all of this efficiently, to post on social media efficiently, so it's not taking all of your time away, and you're not spending 2 hours a day to make one stinking reel, okay? If you guys have been there, I have been there. Sometimes to this day it still happens when I get all consumed by it, but we want to get good at this. We want to practice this so that it's more effortless and it just becomes kind of a natural skill set that we now have that we can do and put into action, okay? So let's get into it. 1 to 5, I'm going to give you the different types of content, and these are all going to work together, so they're all important. So let's start at number 1. Number 1 pieces of content, I would call this personal. Personal pieces of content. Examples: photos of you and your family, photos of you and your pets, photos of you just doing whatever you do. Photos of anything personal. It has nothing to do with your product. It has nothing to do with your business. It's not necessarily valuable. It's not really teaching anyone anything. It's literally just a part of your personal life and who you are and something going on in said personal life. For example, a piece of personal content that I posted the other day, we just got grass in our yard because we just moved into this house. If you guys are watching video style, you'll see me sitting in said house. We just got this place late last year in October, and we just got grass put into our yard, and I posted a reel of my fiance and I laying on the grass, basically saying, you know, we just got our yard finished and I'm realizing it's everything I've ever needed. Like, there's no real value in that. There's no other context other than this is just a personal thing that I'm experiencing right now that I'm happy about. And here's a little look into like my life and yeah, literally us laying on the grass. No value otherwise, right? Personal look into my life that maybe some people relate to, or they feel happy for me. They're like, that's great, because they've watched me go on this journey of getting this house. Like, you guys see the gist. Personal pieces of content are important because they create that connection. It can go a level deeper for people, but a huge mistake a lot of people make with all of these as I go through it is people just stick to one. Like, if I come to your page and it's just photos of your kids, like, and you're trying to sell something, and I just see family photos, vacation photos, and your children, I am so not interested. It's too personal. That's great if that's your Instagram literally for that, like a private one for you and your family, like photo album style. Incredible. Like, if that is the point, incredible. But you know what I mean. If you're trying to sell your protein powder, you're trying to promote this business, but all your feed is of your children, like, I'm not seeing you as someone that I want to do business with, even though I can get a good look at, you know, your family life. Maybe I relate in that aspect. If I also have children, great, but I'm not seeing anything else from you. There's nothing for me there, okay? So for all of these, they all need to weave in together. If it's too much of one piece of content, it won't work no matter which one it is. So personal, important to share that personal connection. all that good stuff. Number 2 is the relatable content. So this is still pretty personal, still probably has nothing to do with your business, nothing to do with your products, not necessarily valuable, not necessarily teaching anything, but it's relatable. Maybe it's funny, right? Maybe it's like, oh, I've been there. Oh, I get it. Like maybe, I don't know, what is even a good example of this? I see a lot of reels these days of like the moms doing school drop off in their car, and it's like da 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 da, like pretty fun, nice, or kids music on, and then like as soon as the kid's out of the car, it's like gangster rap comes on and they're like a total different identity. Like one's like that and they say something about like, you know, this is like I'm mommy and then I'm mamacita, you know, or something like that. It's relatable. It's relatable for the moms. Moms are going to go across and see that and be like, oh, like that's me, right? It's relatable. It has nothing to do with your business, nothing to do with your products. It might be funny, relatable. Again, this creates a deeper sense of connection. My bulldog just jumped up on the chair beside me and he's like chilling. He's like, it's podcast time. If you hear his grunts, if you guys have been here before, you know he's just a part of the show. Okay, so yeah, these pieces of content, the number 2, relatable, is more likely to go viral. This is more likely to go viral. It can create a great connection, just like the piece 1, personal content, but even more so because it's something people really can connect to because there's that actual intention of being relatable within that content. This is the content that will gain you followers. A big mistake that people make is they make a lot of relatable content, and maybe that's on purpose for some people. Great. If you're trying to sell something, not great, because it's not going to land into ideal buyers, okay? It will gain you a lot of followers. Maybe you guys have been here where you've gone viral, you've had something pop off. It is funny, it is relatable, it's a good story time. Like people really connect to it, but it didn't result in any new business for you because it was disconnected from what you've got going on your page. There was nothing else on your page for people to see and understand more about what you do. So these are great, again, in moderation, few times a week, to then get in front of new eyes, get some shares, things like that. Other pieces of relatable content could be like motivational quotes, right? When I find for myself personally with my content, anything that's kind of like tough love, inspiring like quote or something like that I'll share or say, that usually does well. That will get pumped out a lot more because people relate to it. Oh, that hits home. Oh, like that, you know, that's so me. Oh, I really needed this today. That's kind of what people are thinking on the other end, and they share it or they connect with me from that. That's my type of like relatable style content that can also bring in the right people to my page as well. Number 3, okay, now we're going to get into like the business side, what you have to offer. This is where you'll introduce your product or your business in a subtle way, right? You make it known what you do. You're not screaming it from the rooftops. You're not closing anyone. You're just, this is what I do. This is what I got going on. This is my thing, right? So this is where you can introduce that, show a little bit of passion for it, why you love it. And this can be more even like curiosity style. It doesn't have to be so like, you know, straight, like just right to it. For example, I'll use my own examples because that's all I really know from who I am. But you guys can think for your thing as to what this would look like for you and make it make sense, okay? For me, I just got back from Australia not long ago. I have lots of content of me lying on the beach like a little mermaid that I am, and I'm able to share more about, you know, my dream day. It's a Tuesday at noon, and like this is my schedule for the day, right? There's a lot of content going around of just a list, like almost bullet point of just UV9, iced coffee is the perfect color, no plans besides dinner tonight, bed by 9 p.m., 8 hours sleep, like magnesium popped, great, good to go. Things like that, right? And it's relatable. It's more along, I'm in the health and wellness space, so things like that are really, really good to connect with wellness people. And I can make a lot of content around that of like, this is my Tuesday at noon. I'm so grateful I took the plunge and started to work online 7 years ago. Done. There doesn't need to be anything else, nothing else extra, maybe in the caption there, it can go into more of like the 4 and 5 content, which I'll get to in a second, that can get layered on. But the actual piece of content that people are seeing come across their feed initially is pretty chill. It's not so in your face. It's not selling anything. It's just like my point of view of my life. It can share some vision. It can create some great curiosity while presenting, you know, a wellness kind of travel lifestyle. That's who I want to attract and who I want to speak to, right? So you guys can do this if you're a mom and you could show yourself building something from your home. If you're selling fitness programs, like it can be how, I don't know, how simple it is now to get your workouts in that you know are really doing what you want them to do from your living room, and it doesn't have to be a big deal, or it's easy to fit into your day. Like, make it make sense for you, but this is where you just introduce. You shed some light on it. It's a positive thing. It makes your life better. You're showing it in a way of, this is making my life better. Okay? Oh, where'd my little notes go? Here we go. So let me just rewind quickly for your brains, because I know when I listen to podcasts like this where it's like notes and like literally like class in session, like lecture room open class in session, I can get a little bit like, wait, where are we? What's going on? There's so much going on. Number 1, personal. Number 2, relatable. This will help gain new followers. Number 3, introduce your product or your business. Subtle curiosity. This is the introduction to what you do, okay? Number 4, little sip. Number 4, this is something people miss. This is something people miss, and this is losing you a lot of money, okay? Introduce, okay, there's a lot going on here. I don't really have a title for it, but introduce testimonials. Show some credibility for yourself as a leader or as the person to buy from, the person to join. This is where you kind of, like you, level 3 content, you're introducing it kind of curiosity style, just sprinkling it in there. Number 4 is like showing up. You're like, this is what I've got going on. This is my thing. It's a little more loud, and it lets people into the behind the scenes of what you've got going on. For example, literally like just showing testimonials. I can post and share, oh my goodness, Becky had the most insane transformation. Look at this over the last 3 months. Here's what she used, right? It could be that testimony, that transformation. I'll take screenshots of my team chat because I have a WhatsApp group chat. I've had it for years. Everyone who joins within my nation in my business, they're all in there and we share wins. It's the place to hype up wins, all the things, biggest paydays, first clients, big orders, like all sorts of wins go in there. I will screenshot these wins and put them on my story. Or I will screenshot messages from my clients of how much their skin has changed, how much their body's changed, their energy, whatever it's helped them with. Screenshot of that, put that up. That's level 4 type of content, right? Or I will write in my caption, or I'll have a story up of myself doing whatever I do, whether it's me speaking on stage, whether it's me speaking on a Zoom training call or something, or me like just kind of do it like in my act of building my business in a way that maybe it is just me behind my laptop type tapping away, right? If you're like, girl, I'm not speaking on stages yet. You tapping away on your laptop, you're looking good, you're looking fresh, your hair's done, lighting's good, and you're tapping away and you can kind of write something about your business there, whatever, right? And then going into the caption, sharing more about what you've accomplished, what you've done, what you're excited about, what your vision is. And if you guys remember from episode 1, and we talked a lot about it in episode 2 as well of this mini series, is how to speak in that caption in a way that's really going to speak to the person, right? Using symptom, problem, solution. Getting into that, that's a great way in the solution aspect of you being able to talk about your system that you have. What happens when someone signs up with you? What are the next steps that they get from you that help them? What is a transformation they can expect to see in the next 3 months if they put the work in, you know, or if they keep using the products for 3 months, what can they expect? Like explaining to them and painting that vision of this is what you get when you work with me. So this can be a little scary for people. It can feel a little like now you're really selling. But it's really, really important, because if you just do curiosity marketing, if you just sprinkle in a little here, but you never actually get into like the thick of it for people and really explain more and bring clarity around it, like that's what that does, right? If people are watching you live your life, but they don't really know, like people want to know, what happens if I did sign up? What happens if I did buy that product? Like, what can I expect from it? If you just tell them, if you can get into that and share that in this level 4 content and show testimonials and what is possible and what it looks like to work with you, it brings ease to their mind. People don't want that uncertainty. They don't want, even though you can't make any promises, like you're not guaranteeing anything, like you're gonna lose 10 pounds in 5 days if you do blah, blah, blah. No, we're like, of course we're not doing that. No guarantees to anything, but painting a picture of what's possible, what has been possible for others, and what can absolutely be possible for them is so important, because then it gives them some sense of comfort. Oh, I get it. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I see the next steps that she would put me through that would be helpful for me. Because some people might be watching you right now and not have the clarity of what would happen if they were to say yes to you. And that's all that they need, is to understand a little bit more about what would come afterwards, what would be possible, what their testimony might look like. Because people are not buying a powder, a product, a pill, a program. They're not buying that, they're buying a transformation. When people join me in business, they are not buying a business. They are not starting a business. They are buying, this is what my life can look like in the next year, and I'm betting on that. Like, they are buying the transformation that they are wanting and stepping into. That's what people get excited about. So you got to paint that for them. So this type of content, people, like the people who are really going to read that caption, the people who are really going to respond to that, like when you're posting this kind of stuff on your stories of these testimonies and transformation, the only people that are really reading into that and really actually care about that stuff are going to be your buyers who are at a level 3, 4, or 5. Last week, we talked about levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of buyers. This is the buyer psychology, where they're at on terms of watching you as a potential buyer. So go back to that episode if you're like, sorry, what? Go back to that one, because we talk about what the actual consumer is thinking, different levels with where they're at, and it helps you create content specific to kind of each buyer. So when people are more so closer to the line of being interested in you, they kind of know you already, the trust is there, they've been following you for a little while, like this is when the level 4 content really starts to speak to them and they really start to read it and consume it. So this isn't going to be the content that necessarily goes viral. Maybe it will, but much less likely, right? It's not really speaking to everyone. It's speaking to your ideal client now and really getting into more info for them. People are not doing that, and they are missing out on so much. So that's your level 4 content, you guys. Level 5. This is the clear invite. This is the direct close. This is where you wrap it up using your content and of course in conversation, right? So this type of content is going to be far less frequent, obviously. This is going to be the type of content where you make it clear, here's your next steps. I have X amount of spots for this month. Here are the next steps to acquire for that spot. It might not even be in the content. It might be that direct ask to certain people. When you can tell they're a level 5 buyer, they've hit the point on that roadmap of, okay, I'm ready, what's next? I've got all the information, you've told me everything, you've answered my questions, and they are just waiting for you to walk them through that next step, okay? And I love to ask people, like, what questions can I answer for you to help you with getting started? What questions can I answer for you to help you with the next best steps to getting started? Or even just like, are you ready to go, right? Depending on where the conversation is. You're not gonna say that to someone who's just inquired and it's all fresh and they just started following you and they just found you. Obviously, you need to go through learning them, talking with them. That's gonna be next week. We're gonna talk all about conversation in the DMs on the back end. But you guys, this content is important. If your content is not in this ecosystem of you hitting all 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 consistently in a flow, in a magical little state of a gorgeous ecosystem of this content working for you, the DMs don't really matter as much because you're not going to have qualified leads in said DMs in your conversations. We want to get qualified leads around you first from your content to then be able to go into the conversation. So that's why that is the last bit of the series, because if you are not going to post a single thing on your content and then you're like, hey, how do I DM people? How do I talk to people? I can't help you because we want to get the ecosystem set, okay? So again, number 5, this is that direct ask. This is the close, making it clear you're expanding now, making it clear there's spots open now, making it clear that you can walk them through those next best steps, and doing that ask, doing that close for people who are ready to go at that place. They're going to be the ones who respond really, really well to that. Okay? So this is going to be much more, fewer buyers are going to be interested in this type of content. They need to be a buyer at a 4 or definitely a 5 in order for that to become a yes. But as people warm up to you, as you start to really build this out and start to do this, you're going to get more people turn into a 5 as you go. And a lot of people are never going to become a 5, right? They're never going to become fully ready. They're not qualified. It's just not for them. It's not a good time right now. Maybe next year they'll be a 5. Keep them close, right? Keep doing your thing. Keep building out anyway. And people will become a 5 in their own time as you do your thing, okay? So, okay. What I want you guys to do now that's going to be helpful for you to actually use this and implement it today, reflect on your last 10 pieces of content. I want you to open your phone and go to your social media, wherever you're posting, and actually look at the last 10 pieces of content that you have posted, read the captions, and see if you can identify, because you'll probably notice, you'll be like, ooh, this is definitely a 2. Okay, that's definitely a 1. Okay, this goes into like 3, 4, and 5. I kind of touch on everything. Or, oh, this is a hard 5. Or this is a clear 4. It's a transformation reel, whatever. You guys are going to be able to notice from your content and start to acknowledge where you think things are. If you're like, this is so offside, this is so random, this has nothing to do with anything, why did I even post this? Okay, good to know, right? Good to know. You don't want to waste your time posting content for the sake of posting. And this is also where we get into the efficiency talk of like, how can we do this quicker? Now that you have awareness of what type of content actually matters, you're going to be able to take your time making content that follows this and that actually makes sense for you to post and is going to have an effect on your business in the long term, right? Guys, if you post a relatable piece of content and it doesn't go viral, like, don't get upset about that, right? It doesn't mean it's going to. It doesn't mean if you post a level 5 piece of content, someone's going to be signing up today. It might. It definitely will probably help, but it doesn't mean it happens right away. This is over time. This is consistency. We are not in the era of just doing things quick and pop it into AI and it'll have the perfect thing written for you and everything's perfect and then people are going to buy. Like, you got to back it up with, again, your mindset, your energy, your willingness to play the long game, and your willingness to have fun with this, right? Don't make this a chore. Don't make this a dreaded thing. Like, have fun with this. Implementing this skill and enjoying the process of, hey, I'm getting better at something. Hey, I'm learning something new. Hey, this is a skill I'm not very good at, but I want to get good at because I know it has benefits for my future. I know it's going to bring me the right people. Like, that needs to be the mindset and the energy, because if you have a crap mindset and you try to implement this, it's not going to work, right? They have to work together. But also, you guys, you don't have to be perfect every single day. You don't have to be a 10 out of 10 on your confidence scale every single day. You're not always going to feel like making content every day. You don't have to. This is going to be more helpful to have this skill set so you don't always have to rely fully on how you feel and your energy, because you actually have the skill set. You actually know what to do. You know what you can implement. Okay, I'm in my luteal phase. I'm on my period. I'm not feeling good. I had a rough day, whatever it might be in your current situation, but you know you want to build your business and get things done today as well, you don't have to worry as much on how you're feeling, because you know you could whip out a piece of content. Okay, like you can look at your content. Okay, the last few posts have been, you know, ones and twos, a lot of ones and twos. I need to put out a businessy piece of content that can speak to the threes and the fours. I need to give some testimony. It's been a while since I've done that. Like, you can look, reflect. Or you've been putting out a ton of testimonials, business content, vision, lots, but people don't really know you. You haven't put anything out that is super relatable or personal in a while, so it's probably time to do that so that you get this nicer balance overall, okay? So, do your reflection. Most of your feed will likely be content styles 1 to 3, and then 4 and 5, like content styles 4 and 5 in your stories or in longer forms of content. Okay, so because you can't really go into that close at the beginning of, you know, a piece of content very often without some context, without some story, without identifying the symptom and then identifying the problem to then go into the solution. It kind of needs that timeline for it to make sense and for it to be effective. So in general, feed will be content styles 1, 2, 3, maybe sometimes 4, and then 5 is really like the end of the caption. It's that closing bit. It's that one-on-one message. It's in the stories. In your stories, like in your Instagram stories is what I'm speaking to, you can go through all styles of content multiple times over and over. You can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every single day in your stories if you really want to. Like, that's where you can really dig in more. You can story tell more. You can hit all those touch points a lot more because it is more behind the scenes and bringing people within your day, and where you can sell, to be quite honest. Like, that's really where you can get into that, because the people watching your stories aren't just a part of your community, aren't just a follower, aren't just consuming your content. They're actually seeing that little bubble at the top. They want to click on that. It's not just, you know, going onto their feed. They want to click on that and go through and actually see what you're up to. So that tends to be the more interested buyers, right? The more curious ones, the more ideal consumer. Okay, so that's why you can really start to share and post on your stories a lot more in that way. And really, overall, you guys, just be so clear in your content. Be really, really clear. Get to the point. Don't over explain everything. Like, that's going to be really, really important to bring that clarity for your consumers, for your community to see that. And again, just going back to the mindset with your content. When you love it, when you feel excited about it, when you feel like you're expanding and growing and really putting into practice the things that you're learning to become better, like when you feel really good in that, it's going to translate in your content. So just, you know, be yourself, be your original, unique self within your content. Have fun with it. Be so clear and just enjoy it. Just have so much fun with it and let yourself trial and error. Let yourself play around with the different styles. Start to acknowledge, okay, this is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 5. Like, acknowledge it and you'll get better at it and have different kind of styles as you post and as you share and as you practice this, okay? So, let's see. That's it for today, you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you took a lot of notes. Make sure to share this with someone that you think could really benefit and is working on growing their social media right now and focusing on selling on social media in the right way. And next week we'll be back with how to converse in the DMs and give you guys a lot of my tips and tricks around that. But your task, your assignment for this week is to put this into practice, okay? Go through all different styles of content that we just went through today this week, sharing something that hits all 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you don't need to be perfect. Don't worry about being perfect or saying the exact right thing. There's no such thing as that. It's about being yourself and just utilizing this underlying skill that you'll just get better and better and better at, as you go. With that, you guys, love you all so much. I'm so grateful that you continue to come back to these podcasts. That means ideally it is helpful. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you next week. And yeah, bye guys.